And welcome to Tales from the Table Studios. Tonight, for your entertainment and edification, I will be running Mutants and Masterminds at a power level of 14. Let me explain something to you. A PL of 14 is powerful Justice League members. Only, for instance, Superman and a couple of others are higher power than this power level. Wonder Woman is PL 14. Batman's technically PL 12. Just to give you an idea of how powerful these characters are going to be. I am Jack Kellum, Jack Giant Killer of Gods and Game Masters, and I will be running this game tonight for the the dual purpose of entertaining you and making a little bit of scratch to help our friend Drake Lionheart keep his home. Let us do our best to aid him. If you wish to donate, if you give us $10, two things will happen. You can give a hero point to one of the player characters that they can use to do marvelous heroic things. In addition, you will receive the PDF of the villain I'm using tonight. Number two, for $20, you can give that villain and his minions the equivalent of a hero point, so I can do devious things to the player characters without having to reward them. If you do that, you will get both Magnetron and my PDF of Dr. Umbros, my two Danger dossiers. If you give $50, you can have me set a setback or obstacle in the player's way to make everything much harder with no benefit to them and no need for me to reward them with a hero point as I normally would have to in those cases. In addition, you will receive my Cannon of the Void, a complete cult in a supplement for Eldritch Horror for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. If you are so insane, in the best possible way, as to give us $100, you get all of the aforementioned benefits to spread out any way you wish, and I will send you my entire catalog of work currently on Drive-Thru RPG. All I will need is your email. So if you make such a donation, make sure to contact Drake Lionheart with that information. Now, we are here in a friendly and charitable fashion to do fun things. And as such, I would like to introduce my marvelous players. If you'll just say who you are and who you'll be playing tonight, at the end of our broadcast, we will tell you where you can find us and maybe throw in a couple of pitches for things we're doing other than this. All right, we're going to start with the marvelous, the wonderful Slay.
Hi, I'm Slay. By pronoun they're they, them. I am playing Megan, daughter of Thor, she, they.
Very good. Megan is actually Old Norse for strength, and Megan is one of the deities of strength in the Norse mythology. She is also, her other name in Norse mythology is Thrudr, and she is acknowledged as a daughter of Thor and as one of the Valkyries. She is a critical character in my world that needs heroes. Next, Extel.
Yo, that's me, I believe. Hi, I'm Extel. I'll be playing Marius, a 20-foot tall, 6,000-pound Orca man.
Orca man. Marius was an experiment by the nefarious Project Moreau in order to create the ultimate aquatic and subaquatic weapon, until the Green Knight helped him escape captivity and used his billionaire fortune and great lawyers to keep Marius out of such captivity. Next up, the Tall Halfling.
Hi, I'm Steve, aka Tall Halfling, sometimes Tall Halfling RPG, and tonight I'm playing Turbo, who has already completed this adventure before the rest of us got started, because he is extraordinarily fast. can literally run all the way around the planet while you're putting on your shoes.
Indeed, he can. Turbo, a young mutant from Romania, discovered his powers just recently while trying out for the Olympics. He was scouted by the well-known gentleman adventurer Doc Bronze and inducted into the Vanguard, the world's premier international superhero team, and is in training. But he's the new kid on the block, and sometimes the others let him know it. In the opposite direction from New Kid on the Block, we have Drake Lionheart.
Hey, y'all. It's Drake Lionheart. I go by Lion. I use they, he pronouns. And tonight I will be playing Sergeant. I'm going to throw this in there. Sergeant Joseph Savage. It's going to be a fun time. We're gonna really get gruff with this. It should be good.
Sergeant Savage was a member of the 77th Battalion, recruited from Greater New York to participate in World War I, retiring at age 42 after World War II from the Army, only at the rank of sergeant because he had been busted down so many times. This young New York Jewish American, well, not young at 42 anymore, volunteered for a new super soldier program, a super soldier program that later produced the well-known success, Major Courage. But Sergeant Savage gained strength, speed, and an insane healing factor. Now he carries the bronze knife, an indestructible blade that can cut through anything, made for him by Doc Bronze. They are the Vanguard. So, we start almost in the beginning. The opening panels of the comic are a splash page. Marius has found himself visiting his new friend Turbo, who he met during an earlier adventure this year at the Bronze Brigade base in Neapolis. So Marius is doing laps in the Olympic-sized pool in the base, while maybe Turbo's doing laps on the Olympic-sized pool in the base, as he can run so fast he doesn't sink. The other two are in their quarters at the base when they hear via their comm links, Vanguard, we have a problem. The arch villain, the dastardly robot known as Magnetron, is assaulting the center of the world's data processing in Virginia. Several members of the Vanguard are currently engaged in preventing his cybernetic takeover. But we need a unit to go to Ashburn, Virginia, near DC, and stop his physical takeover of the data centers there. Once he has those data centers, he'll have access to the majority of the world's data and control its comings and goings. Please, hurry. For everyone but Turbo, we can teleport you to Ashburn via the base teleporters. I'm sure Turbo is already there. Speaking of which, Turbo, are you in fact already there?
Yeah, I think he's already just about there. Probably stopped off for a little bit of coffee. But he's got time. He's got time. He'll still be there
Sure.
before they get there.
It's true.
I imagine a moment of Marius stopping swimming and it's like, hey, do you think? Oh. It climbs out of the pool,
Overcomes.
starts going there.
You all just hear, all right, saddle up, boys.
Megan just grabs her club and just goes, "We're gonna take this guy down again. Let's go."
You hear the voice of the base AI, Honeycomb, known to her friends as Honey, say, "All right, everyone. Prepare for teleport in 3, 2, 1. Initiating." Moments thereafter, you find
About time you got
yourself
here.
Show off.
in a parking lot outside a large complex of buildings in Ashburn, Virginia. The sky is full of robots. Every single one of them looks like Magnetron. His drones are already deployed. Turbo's been waiting for you for a good 3 or 4 nanoseconds. It feels like forever. Amidst all of those, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to turn to everybody and say, do you think that the robot knows we're here?
If it don't,
With that
it's going to real quick.
many eyes, it's gonna find out pretty quickly.
All right.
About half of the drones in the sky, the humanoid forms of Magnetron, turn to face you. It's about 6'2" silvery metal. I have art, but I don't think we can have anywhere to put it up right now, do we, Lion?
Not especially. I'm sorry.
Okay. Probably should have asked about that ahead of time. Oh well. He has inset pieces of sort of an electric blue. And the eyes are this glowing, intimidating amber gold, and each one of them looks identical. You couldn't be sure if one of them wasn't Magnetron himself, as half of the drones in the sky turn to look at you. Half of them seem to be oriented outward in like a defensive shield, as if, they're expecting to be assaulted by the US government at any time. Or they already have been several times. In fact, you can see the wreckage of fighter jets and drones and tanks and things on the ground nearby.
Perfect.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to walk over to one of the wreckages of a fighter jet. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to throw it.
Meanwhile, during that hour or two from your perspective that Marius is walking slowly over toward the wreckage of the fighter jet, what are you doing, Turbo?
Okay, so how far away are the nearest robots?
The robots are mostly in kind of a protective dome in the air. I would say they are it's a dome that goes all the way to the ground, though. So I'd say the nearest ones are on the ground, and frankly, any of them is easily within a move action from you.
Okay. Are there
and you
enough
can
of
also
them that
use them.
they're basically like all adjacent to each other?
Fundamentally speaking, they really are, because they're kind of turning into a wall. You could use the lower ones as footholds to get to the taller ones.
Yeah, but I've got other folks who do the high up stuff. So yeah, I think he's just gonna charge on in.
All right.
Yeah.
That being the case, we have Marius reaching for a throwable weapon, and we have Turbo turboing. Let's go ahead and roll our initiative. Why waste time?
Ooh, that's a big old 12 for me.
Turbo, what did you get?
It's a 55. Turbo has an initiative bonus of plus 48, so I rolled the 7.
What a terrible roll.
Unsurprisingly, Turbo will be going first. Megan, what'd you get?
16.
All right. Sergeant Savage.
Here I was proud of my 34. I rolled a 20.
You got a nat 20.
I did.
Nice.
I got a nat 20. I was like,
Well,
oh, that's pretty
you
good.
are. Sergeant Savage is faster than a human by a substantial amount,
Yeah, I was like,
Not
oh
bad,
yeah.
not
not
as
bad. You keep
fast.
working on it.
but not as fast as Turbo. All right.
I was feeling real good, and then it went from, oh yeah, I got a nat 20, 34, pretty solid. And then Steve is like, yeah, I got a 55, terrible roll.
Marius, what's your initiative?
I got a big old 12 there. A big old 12.
Yeah, okay. So Turbo will act first, followed by Sergeant Savage, if anyone's surprised.
You know.
Very cool.
Yep, you can totally see Turbo running. Well done.
Okay, so he's going to dash over, pick a robot at random, and give it a taste of a supersonic punch.
All right. Since you are focusing your efforts on one individual, you may, in fact, dun dun dun. Roll to hit, please.
Hey, Jack, just as a heads up, we
Yes.
just got a donation to give our wonderful villain a hero point.
Our wonderful,
Villain a hero point.
excellent.
Love it. Thank you,
All right.
Rosie.
Okay, so that is a 29 to hit.
A 29 will absolutely hit because the defense level of this drone is a grand total of 14. You beat it by 15. This means that every level of your multi-attack goes off. You hit it with all of literally almost countless number of punches, all moving faster than the speed of sound. That being the case, they have to make a toughness save versus a DC of 30. All right.
If it helps, supersonic punch also has penetrating 10. I'm not sure what that does, but it seems right.
What that does is it automatically makes it so that if somebody has impervious, because you have penetrating 10, all 10 ranks of your ability ignore impervious and mean that they have to roll no matter how high their impervious is, which is very good when you're punching robots. Speaking of which, this particular robot, as a minion, rolled a grand total of a 21. Any minion in Mutants and Masterminds that fails a toughness save by any amount automatically takes the highest result. You have just pounded a minion into metal fragments. And this is important, as you noted that they were close to each other before you asked. You have takedown.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, that means you may make an additional attack at the next nearest minion.
Mm-hmm.
So roll again.
Okay, so that is 23 to hit.
That will also hit. And is still enough to get the full multi-attack. They rolled a little better. They got a 24. But they are still a minion, and they therefore disintegrate. But you have takedown level 2, which means as long as you keep hitting and they keep falling down, you keep going to the limit of your total movement. Of
Which is
30,000 miles.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack.
Yes.
So we just got $100 donation.
Woo!
So with the request for, if possible, a kaiju attack from our wonderful beloved Lord Richter.
Excellent. So let it be written. So let it be done. Very good. All right. So because we know how this is going to end overall, I'm just going to do 3 more takedowns. And after that, I'm just going to narrate. So roll to hit for the third one.
Okay, so 28 to hit.
Yep.
33 to hit. And
Yep.
33 to hit again.
Since all of those fail, I'm just going to assume, since you specified you were just going to stay on the ground, that the entire bottom layer in the huge circle around the entire, 6 foot, all the way around within 5 feet of each other at the base of the dome, you have just sped all the way around, destroying probably 50 drones in less than 4 seconds.
I don't want to hog the stage though, so my companions feel like they're useful.
Excellent. Sergeant Savage, it is your turn.
Oh, okay. So you said most of these things are sort of flying around, or?
They are, but they're like set up in a protective dome. So the majority of them are pretty much within 5 feet of each other, all the way up to the top of the dome and around.
Oh, so they're like a staircase, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So I think there's a moment where Sergeant Savage is going to sort of look and then reach up and unsheath the bronze knife. And as he does, there's this very loud, very shrill ringing noise as he pulls it free from the sheath. And then he's gonna sort of look up at the row of them, and then sort of crouch a bit, and then stop and look over at Marius. And then sort of shrug.
Yeah, I was gonna do, okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I was gonna kick out of it. And then he's just gonna start running at Marius.
Okay, so you're basically going to delay your turn to Marius's turn in order to take advantage of a maneuver.
Yep.
Very good. That will, by the way, count as a combined attack, which is really cool.
Love that.
When you do that, I will explain when we get to his turn exactly how the mechanics behind a combined attack work, but they are beautiful. All right, now. The next person to act is actually Magnetron. And he will use that hero point he was given to negate the fatigue from the extra effort he is using to power stunt off of his control machines ability and suddenly create a several 100-foot tall creature made from the wreckage of the tanks and jets and other weaponry strewn around. It's enormous, and the metal screeches itself into place. You can almost see the magnetic fields compacting it, making it tougher and denser than the metal ever was before, even the tanks. Now it's only 150 feet tall, but it looks like Magnetron.
Shit.
And then, as that is his full action for the round, and Magnetron may or may not even be visible from where you are right now. It's hard to tell. It is now Megan's turn.
All right. I look up at the giant magnetron. I'm like, there's my target, and I run at it, and I'm gonna hit it.
All right. When you run at it and hit it, are you hitting it? Are you ankle biting it? Or are you jumping up and smashing it in the face? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's within my leap distance. I'm going to smack it in the face.
Oh, it absolutely is. I would say that 150 feet is less than a mile. Yes.
Yeah. Mathematically, yes.
So, Megan, daughter of Thor, takes a running leap with her grandfather Odin's reinforced club Thrudstock, pulls back and takes a mighty swipe at it. Are you using any of your advantages like all-out attack or power attack? It looks pretty easy to hit given its size.
Let's do a testing swing. I rolled a 23.
All right, you got a total of a 23. That is more than enough to hit it. The robot must now make a toughness save.
Of 33.
Of 33, that is correct. All right. It missed by a grand total of 1, which means it takes a hit and it is dented as you dent the side of its jaw and it turns to look at you menacingly.
I grin. Let's go.
And then, of course, as your leap carries you past, and you land on the other side of it. All right. Now it is Marius's turn. And Marius and Sergeant Savage are coordinating their attack in a very specific way, I'm fairly sure. But why don't you gentlemen describe what that attack is?
So as Captain Savage is running toward me, I'm going to look.
Sergeant,
and go,
he works for a living.
Sergeant Savage, excuse me. They're humans and their conventions. I'm not really sure. I just attack stuff. But I'm gonna look and go, big or small?
Let's go small.
So
Not fast and far, bud.
As Sergeant Savage is running towards me, I will catch them, and it'll be like one of those moments where like a person just kind of sticks to a wall because they're moving fast enough, and it just sticks to the wall, feet in the palm of my hand, because I am 20 feet tall, so I imagine I have pretty big hands.
Oh yeah,
and it is a sort of going with the like flow of the running toward and jumping. I pull my hand back and just as hard as I can just launch Sergeant Savage to one of the smaller robot bad guys there.
Like a shot put.
as I expected, the legally distinct Savage curveball is very different from other attacks you may have heard of. Thank you, Brian. But either way, as Sergeant Savage is flying through the air toward them, I need both Sergeant Savage and Marius to make attack rolls.
Yeah, you can do that.
Lovely.
Yeah, and Sergeant Savage flying is just like initially is like curled up, and then as soon as the pitch is made, just like a bullet is just like flattened out, body straight, knife at the side, eyes on the target.
20, baby.
Oh, you critted. Good to know.
Whew, I got a 19, which is also a crit for me.
You both Jose Cuervo. Okay, so here's what happens. Because both of you beat the needed attack roll by sufficient amounts, the base damage of the singular attack starts at the higher damage bonus. So we start with the plus 18 from Marius. giving us a DC of 33. It then goes up by 5 because of the amount you beat it by. So the DC becomes 38. Then it critted. You both critted. So it becomes a DC of 48. These are minions and cannot, in fact, roll in a way that does not make them take a hit. And if they take a hit, they are instantly destroyed. You have takedown level 2 as well, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, I do. Yep.
So, what is your total movement speed?
My total movement speed is, double checking, 120 feet per round.
Right. So 4 times normal human speed.
Yeah.
120 feet per round. That covers, okay, so 240 of the 300 remaining robots, as Sergeant Savage is launched into one of them and smashes and slashes through them, using them as a springboard to get to the next, over and over and over again. 240 of these creatures, these horrible robot drones, are destroyed.
As I take out the last one, I chuck its head in Turbo's direction. Not like
Now,
aggressively or anything. Just
there were only 300 remaining. I will point out that the largest number, of course, were all on the ground when Turbo made his circle. So he still actually has destroyed 10 more than you did, Sergeant Savage.
well, you got to take the time difference into account.
And there are pieces of metal raining down everywhere as he lobs the head at Turbo and hits the ground. All right.
Hits the ground.
We are back up to the top with Turbo. There are 60 remaining flying drones. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. My bad. We are actually to the drone's turn. They get a turn. We are actually to the drone's turn. And unfortunately, their size is such that no more than 4 of them can team up on any one of you. So there's this convergence of some of them. A bunch of them stay watching out for additional beings coming in, right? But 16 of them, well, no. Okay, 12 of them split off to attack. 4 on Turbo, 4 on Sergeant Savage, 4 on Megan. Marius is bigger, so 8 of them can fit on him. All right. And they are going to also use a combined attack. Now, what they are doing, however, is their combined attack is to aid another, 3 of them aiding the 4th one, so that they might even have a chance of hitting. But it does look like a group beatdown as they converge on you. But 17 does not hit you because your defense is 28. 26 still does not hit you. Yeah, no. The attempt is of the ones attempting to mob Turbo are unable to keep up with his speed, and they are entirely unlucky. They are, however, all in melee range with you. 4 more attempt to mob Sergeant Savage, and it is of note, probably good that they decided to try to mob you, because they're blocking their other drones' energy attacks, which they all could have targeted you at once. It might not have been the smartest maneuver. Okay, so we've got a 16 and a 28. Does a 28 hit you, Sergeant Savage?
28 does in fact hit me, yes.
All right. Okay, well, their combined attack, you still only need to make a toughness save.
That was a 21.
DC 25.
Then I failed.
From all four of them punching you.
I got a 21.
You got a 21. You take a single hit, Sergeant Savage, meaning for further toughness saves that happen before next round, at least, you will take a -1 on all your toughness saves as you are pummeled and you are a little bruised and bloody.
Just ganged up on, and I imagine just like almost
Whatever will we do? Sergeant Savage is in trouble. All right. 4 of them gang up on Megan. 19
Nope,
does
I have
not
a
hit
20.
because it's a 20. Oh, this one's a crit.
I'm immune.
Hey,
You are,
let's go.
But you don't take the crit, but the natural 20 does hit because it gives a 30. All right. So I need you to make no toughness save whatsoever because they don't do enough damage to bypass your imperviousness. So fundamentally, Megan just stands there ignoring them while they beat on her.
Iconic.
All right. 8 of them are attacking Marius.
You got this.
Bring it on.
What is your total defense? 10 plus your actual parry score.
10 plus the parry score, you say?
Correct.
That'll be 20.
All right. 2 of the group have hit you, Marius. You must
lovely.
make 2 DC 25 toughness saves.
Lovely. And
That will be very difficult, of course.
quick question: how do I add the toughness to my?
You roll a D20 and you add that toughness bonus.
Oh, lovely. So that's a 20. That is a 20.
Roll a 2.
Yeah.
All right, Marius took a hit. How about you have 1 more toughness save?
All right, lovely. I believe in myself. Oh, that's better. That is I can math. Hold on. 29.
All right. You took 1 hit as they converged on you. It must have been the ones hitting your feet. You just aren't as used to people hitting your feet, and it hurts. But the
It's
ones
hard
that are
to
bashing
block
on your
that,
head,
yeah.
you're just like, whatever. All right.
I got this.
Now we are back up to the top of the initiative order with Turbo.
Okay, so there are 4 of these smaller drones on me, and we still have to deal with the enormous super robot thing.
Right. And you actually have a total of about 60 drones remaining.
Yeah, but there were 4 that were attacking me that are like.
Oh, yeah, they're right there
Oh.
on you. Absolutely.
Okay. Will a 20 hit one of these drones?
It will.
Okay. Went ahead and rolled 20, 31, 24, 36. I can hit each one of them. We know that.
It's true. All right, that D12 doesn't belong in there. None of them make the toughness save, so all 4 of them are immediately destroyed. Would you like to continue your rampage?
Yeah. That was just the get out of the way. What Turbo really wants to do is race over to the giant one and straight up it, like walking, like running up the wall of a building. Hoping to go all the way to the head, and depending on what he sees up there, either giant punch to the gigantic chin, or possibly starting to pull out wires and such.
All right, so unless you spend a hero point, that's going to be an action next round because you took your action striking. You can use additional attacks on any number of minions, but the big robot is not a minion.
Can I use extra effort for that?
Yes, you may. You can use extra effort, and if you'll be fatigued less next round unless you spend a hero point.
That's future Turbo's problem.
Sure. All right.
Live life. That's what I say. You know, I support it all day.
Okay, so that's only a 22 to hit the big one.
That hits easily.
Okay.
Again, it's a kaiju. It's not very dodgy. Yeah, and your DC is 25, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you unleash a flurry of punches, punching as hard as you possibly can, and nothing happens. It's just too tough.
Well, hopefully,
But
it can at least
because
keep
nothing happens, you do get a hero point back.
Something.
All right. So now you're at 2 hero points. So if you choose to spend one, you can negate the fatigue you will otherwise feel next round.
I will deal with that next round.
That seems fair. All right. We went from Turbo, and now we have Sergeant Savage again.
Well, though I am getting my my stuff pushed in by these bots, I think it's important to note that I don't want to let Turbo have all the fun. So I'm going to try and sort of roll out from the group of them and try and run towards the kaiju. And I would like to, wielding my knife, leap up and begin trying to scale it, using the knife to sort of create holds to get up this thing.
That seems perfectly reasonable to me, and so very appropriate. Roll to hit.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because there's no such thing as attacks of opportunity in Mutants and Masterminds.
That is cocked. I got very excited for a second because it was almost a 19, but then I rerolled and it's another 20.
Oh, it's another 20? Is that all?
It is a crit. It is just a crit.
Just a crit. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So your DC is also 25 normally, but you critted, giving you a 30. I want to double check something. Okay, cool. It now must make a save versus a DC 30. It gets a 33, and despite your crit, is unharmed. You gain a hero point.
Awesome. I do have some very exciting and terrible news, by the way.
Yes.
So we just got a $500 donation.
Holy shit!
Thank you so much. But also, with the specific request to make things significantly always harder. There is a deep request to make us suffer, so please make us suffer.
As you command. All right. Understood. I can do that. Give me just a second. Nonetheless, you do still get your hero point, sir.
Hero point
said that, but
accepted.
Yeah.
Jeez, for
And
$500.
it is at this brilliant. I don't have enough stuff to give them for that, but I'll find something. Anyway, thank you to whoever that wonderful person was. We love you. All right.
I'll throw in a free session on Start Playing. I'll run a game for you. We'll pop that in there. That's one
Awesome.
die.
All right. So, floating out from the computer center, you're not sure how you ever confused the drones for him, despite the fact that they look identical. You immediately know that the robot floating out from the computer center in a nimbus of crackling blue-white magnetic energy so powerful that you can see it as electricity. Magnetron floats out. Your existence here is unwise. It is illogical for you to have come to face me. You are insignificant organic specks. I am Magnetron. I will cleanse this world of your feeble kind. And when I have, I will make my way out into the stars and cleanse the galaxy of organic life. Eventually, the universe. Resistance is futile. We cannot be resisted. And it flicks a finger in the direction of the kaiju, which now raises its arms, to begin to strike. But that's not actually an action at this point.
Another
Sadly-
hero point for our wonderful villains, by the way. Thank you, DVSRs.
Oh,
God.
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right,
That's a
so
good time. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the daughter of Chris Hemsworth. Give me a point.
I think you already have
Beautiful.
all the points at that point.
Legally
seeing
distinct
that you
Christian.
were ignoring his minions, he closes his hand. And from all around you, all at once, the wreckage of his fallen minions crashes in to strike Megan, daughter of Thor, all at once. And he immediately uses that hero point to make it have two effects at the same time. Number one, I need you to make a toughness save. DC 33.
Ooh, okay, that might be a little bit of effort for me. Let's see. All right, that's 15 plus 18. What's the math? 15.
That, I believe, is exactly a 33.
Oh, yes.
Excellent. Now, make a dodge roll.
Oh, I have my dodge bonus, right?
Just the dodge bonus, yes, not the 10 plus dodge, just the dodge bonus.
Also,
All right.
I have specifically been told that we need to read the message, which is make them pay. Them, I assume, being us.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, so my dodge is plus 10, so that's an 8 on a die, so 18.
All right, well, you have failed by 10 points. That is a second-degree failure. As the metal twists and conforms around you into a massive sphere enclosing inside of it, the metal forms to your body, rendering you defenseless and immobile, held inside this solid metal sphere. And then it's your turn, Megan.
I'm guessing it's going to take my action to break out of this thing.
Yes, it absolutely will.
Okay.
However,
Mhm.
if you choose to use, that was pretty bad. You do have an additional hero point for what happened to you. If you choose to use extra effort, you can get an additional action.
Okay.
But I wouldn't bother to try that until you know if you can get out.
All right. let's see here. I need to read something real quick. Okay. I'm going to use ultimate effort, spend a hero point and on a strength check. And I'm going to break out of this. And I get a nat 20 for that.
You do. You absolutely do. Summoning the strength of her father, the strength of her soul, the strength of Asgard itself. They flex, and you hear thunder in the entire area. Building until it explodes. And that metal goes flying everywhere. But because I've been paid to make everything horrible for you, everyone else needs to make a dodge roll.
Sorry.
Lovely.
I mean, I'm assuming this isn't the first time this has happened with me.
Probably not. Is that a 22 or 4?
22.
He would be-
Okay.
Ooh,
Sorry.
rolled a natural 20 for a 30.
All right. You didn't get it at all? All right. Then I need you to make a DC 30 toughness save, please.
Oh, that's my purpose.
Not likely.
Nope.
I will point out that by now you've already had a turn since you were actually wounded, so that hit point, that single hit of damage did go away.
Yep. It's a good start.
How badly did you miss it by? The amount
It
matters.
that's fair. So for the toughness,
Yeah.
that was a grand total of 13.
Okay, cool. Because that is a failure by 15 or more, you are now incapacitated.
Ooh.
You have a single hit and you are incapacitated.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that on your turn, remember what will happen on your turn. I will remind you when we get there.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I use
Now,
my
Megan,
extra?
are you going to use extra effort for an additional action? All right, what are you doing?
And spend my hero point to ignore the fatigue. Do I do that this round or next round?
You can wait and do it next round.
All right, cool. I'm going to go for Magnetron, and I'm going to leap at him. I'm going to use my 2 things.
Magnetron's, I need to be very clear. I may have said he. That was wrong of me. Magnetron's one and only pronoun is it.
It. All right, fair enough. I'm going to hit it, and I'm going to use takedown and all-out attack.
You mean all out and power attack. Takedown is for minions.
Yes, yeah, I got confused. Yeah.
Very good. So you're taking a -5 off your defenses in order to add a +5. The mechanics go like this: -5 off your defenses to add a +5 to your attack. But then, because you can use them in the same round, taking a -5 off your attack just to add that to your damage.
Pretty much.
Roll to hit, please.
Please don't be a 1. It was not a 1. That is a can't do math. 30.
You got a nat 20?
No, because I got +5 to the attack, so
No,
I got 15.
You were going all out attack, not power attack. Okay.
Oh,
We're
I'm
good.
doing both. Can I do both in
Right.
the same round?
You take the 5 off and add it to the damage.
Oh, okay, then I got a 10 plus 10.
25.
Yes.
Cool. Either way you hit. It's just if you got a nat 20, it would be, a crit.
Okay.
So it's very important to note the distinction.
Okay.
Yeah, because a 25 definitely hits him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you ran that up to damage, so he needs to beat a DC
38.
38 as you swing the club of the Allfather at his metallic noggin. You receive another hero point as he rolls a nat 20 on the save and simply ignores your strike. Just holds up a hand and catches the club. And you don't get the hero point from the nat 20 on the save. You get the hero point from what he does about it.
Okay.
Which is, unless you let go of the club, he is throwing you and the club about a mile.
I'll be back in a little bit. It's fine.
Whoosh! Luckily for you, you have jumping that covers that distance, plus your impervious toughness is enough that you're going to leave a crater when you hit, but you won't even have to roll a damage saving throw.
If it was going to be anyone, I'm glad it's me.
It's true. And now it is the kaiju's turn. The gigantic robotic construct made out of the wreckage of American tanks decides that it's going to just swat Marius, bending a bit and swinging its massive metal arm across the battlefield.
Bring it on.
With the size of this creature, there's a couple of things to understand, which we will explain momentarily. All right.
The roll I'm making here.
Marius, it absolutely misses its initial strike. But because this creature is so many size categories larger than you, its attack counts as an area attack. Now you need to make a dodge save.
Of course. Yeah, this is a great time. Now everything's going to be okay.
What was it, Marius?
You did, dude. You did. You
Is that
did
a
it.
1, Marius?
Yeah, what?
I got a 2 on the die, so
All
give
right.
me that
All right.
sweet 12.
Well, you know what? Sadly, a 2 on the die isn't low enough to get you a hero point.
No.
But it is enough to make you take the full damage of this creature's strike, as while it doesn't hit you, it hits the area you're in, and that's close enough.
Yeah.
I need you to make a DC 35 toughness save.
Oh, you know, everything's going to be A-okay, everybody.
You got this.
I don't think that adds up to 35. Time to pull out ye old calculator. I got a 31. Ooh, so close.
You are only
So close.
you only miss it by 1 degree. 4 points is 1 degree, meaning you take a single hit. Remember to mark that, because you will, unless you get in water and regenerate, you'll be taking 1 off of all your toughness saves for the rest of the scene. You are hit by its side swipe, and you are likewise flung about a mile in a different direction.
Lovely.
To go. Luckily, you guys are outside a small suburban town near DC rather than in downtown District of Columbia, because this would be a mess. Just saying.
Yeah. This went sideways real fast.
Over your comms, at this point, you hear, Vanguard, if we don't handle this soon, the military intends to deploy nuclear weapons.
Again? All right.
I can tank a nuke, but these people can't.
Marius, you are far away. What are you doing?
What's your leap distance?
I can do a mile, so that's the question. Can I get there? Can I leap there?
You can get back,
Okay.
but it will take you 2 rounds. You will be in the air for a full 12 seconds. So you will be back at the beginning of the 3rd round from now. And making your jumping higher won't help because there's only so fast jumping will allow you to go. It increases your distance, but you don't go any faster.
Yep. Oh, this is the real conundrum. So here's what I'm going to do then. I am going to... Is there water nearby? Real quick question. Is there a body of water, river, some sort of lake?
Give me 1 second.
That's always what you want to hear.
I'm going to be really kind about this. I'm going to look on the actual map. Why, yes. Let's see. There is a lake, a small lake not far from you, and the Potomac's about 4 clicks from here.
Can I... I will use a hero point if I have to do this. I will. I promise you this.
Okay.
My goal is, and you tell me if I can do it or not. My goal is to go to that lake, swim as fast as I can to the other side, and as fast as I can back toward. You see what I'm going? Back towards
to get up
where
the
I'm trying
momentum.
to
To get up the momentum for the dolphin leap.
Yes.
All right. I will absolutely allow that. That is brilliant. You know what? The hero point, I'm going to say, lands you in the lake when you were knocked away.
Lovely.
You're going to get a hero point for that cool ass stunt.
Lovely.
Now you're using the extra effort to do the stunts. You're going to have to give up the hero point next round, but unless you want to be fatigued, but still, yes, that will allow you to get up enough speed, swimming all orca-like under the water at 500 miles an hour to leap out and cross the distance much more swiftly. Is it physics? No, it's comic books. Yay!
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right, we'll make it back for your turn next round. Excellent.
Lovely.
Instead of losing 2 whole rounds. All right. And now, the remaining Magnetron drones. 2 of you are about a mile away. Sergeant Savage and Turbo stand before the hordes.
Stand might be a bit of a strong
Turbo
word.
stands before the hordes. From the hordes' perspective right now, Sergeant Savage is incapacitated. He's obviously out of the fight.
Just kind of this side of a puddle.
Pretty much. So Turbo, all 60 of these beings are unleashing their blasts at you at the same time. I'm counting this as an area effect, as basically there's a 60-foot cube of laser. But you're fast. You're not fast enough to dodge a laser, but you might be fast enough to dodge the ones pointing the laser. Make me a dodge roll.
$31.
Somehow, focusing, running, weaving between the bursts, watching as each one of them blasts, just shifting enough to be out of their point of aim faster than those lesser drones can track him. Turbo runs through the barrage of laser fire like a kid running through the rain, but managing to dodge every drop, and comes out the other side unscathed. Turbo,
That's all you've got.
It's your turn.
Okay. Mechanical question. I know I wasn't able to do anything to the kaiju punching it last time. Was that a matter of rolls, or was that a matter of
That was a matter of rolls.
Okay. All right.
That
Just
was a
trying to
matter
make
of
sure I'm
rolls.
not wasting
yeah,
attacks
no, it's
against
not-
something that has an immunity.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
fruitless. And of course, when you do run into something that maybe is too tough for you to damage by yourself, that's what the teamwork attack that they did earlier is for, because it raises the overall damage. The other way to do it is you don't have, humorously enough, you don't have all-out attack or any of those things. What you do have is the ability to run at them at absolute full speed. It's called a slam attack, and then you get, if you get that off, you get a +2 to the damage total, in addition to however much other damage you do. The only problem is you then also have to roll versus half that damage, because you're running into them full speed.
Okay.
Just
All right.
in case you wanted to know that piece of information.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try something we haven't used yet. Using my agile feint to psych out the kaiju, which in my case is a +14. Yes,
+14
because I can use
the higher
acrobatics for
of your
my
speed or acrobatics.
speed
Yep.
rank. Mhm.
Very good.
That's going to be a 22 on the feint.
All right, that definitely beats its defense. So it's insight, its capacity for insight. So yeah, it is now vulnerable to your attack. So it has half its defenses.
Okay.
Which means,
and having done
Yes.
that, use my other action for the round to try that supersonic punch again and see if I can get through it this time.
what part of it are you aiming for?
So I had been assuming I was still up around the head, but I know I was running
Okay.
around to dodge the drones.
You
so
had to get
can-
off of it. Yeah, you had to get off of it to dodge the lasers. Not
Okay,
that
going to the
necessarily
Elysium.
matters. You zoom off and, I just wanted to know if you were zooming back up to the head, if you were hitting it somewhere else.
Yeah, I kind of like the back of the neck, and that is
Very
a
good.
nat 20. For
Woo,
a
doggy.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
for a
Nice.
total of 38.
Damn. Damn.
All right. So that's a critical. That gets your full multi-attack. So your it's tough, the toughness save DC, just for the normal zappity zoom of your multiple sonic boom creating supersonic punches, is going to be a DC of 35. You're hammering away, and it has been damaged already, at least a little.
Also, as a quick heads up,
And it has
Yeah.
half of its defense from the feint.
Half of its defense. That makes it easier to hit. It doesn't make it easier to penetrate
Yes.
the
All
armor.
right. Yes.
Also, as a heads up from Devious Hearts, we have another set of hero points, one for Megan and one for myself.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
so
beautiful.
much.
It
The
rolled a
puddle
nat 1
twitches and things.
on its saving throw this time, meaning it failed by 15, and you jackhammer through the back of the kaiju's neck, and the head pops off, and it goes. But I've been paid a lot of money to make life really unpleasant, so
I
it
love
does
this
another
phrase,
hit
yeah.
to Sergeant Savage when it slams into his corpse.
Oh my god!
You have regeneration powers, so you should be fine.
Wait on that. We were.
There's a little sort of like twitch before he is
Poor Sarge,
Oh,
man.
no.
He's really taking an L today.
It's a rough time.
All right. Very good. Very good. Turbo has taken down the kaiju. Now it's Sergeant Savage's turn. On this turn, both of the hits he has taken go away. His toughness is reset, but he is not yet up because he now still has to lose the incapacitated condition. But you do the comic panel does focus on his bones and flesh reforming into him as he recovers at an insane rate. All right.
My mic doesn't pick it up, but every single one of these movements that I do also does that popping and cracking noise. That's just my life.
Yeah, it do be like that.
Yeah.
Magnetron sneers. Somehow, without lips or mouth. You are persistent. I will give you that. Still, it is almost complete. My consciousness is being uploaded to your entire World Wide Web. Every single data center on this planet will be under my control very shortly. And I already have the codes for your defense systems. You cannot win. Give up. Die quietly. I will ask a question. So, Sergeant Savage, you've got some hero points there, right?
I do. I believe I have 2 hero points now, yes.
You can use a hero point to recover instantly from a condition.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes. Yes, I can. I think I would like to do that. Thank you.
So, are you in fact doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Somehow, inexplicably, Sergeant Savage rises. Please describe.
Yeah, I think actually before you see him, you will hear on over comms, not that it's being specifically said at y'all, but because just Sarge leaves comms open. He doesn't care. He goes, "Ugh, that's the funny thing about heroes." And then you see the bronze knife sort of shoot up through the scrap metal that is burying him and carve itself open as the hands sort of grip and are like sliced as he pulls himself up and out of it. We don't give up so easy. And he is going to make a running, like charging leap at Magnetron, if possible.
I'm going to give you a hero point back as Magnetron holds up a hand and you slam into an invisible magnetic force field just as the drones move into a wall behind that. The facility is now under the dome of an invisible magnetic force field as Magnetron goes back inside the server building. Can our heroes break through this barrier and save the World Wide Web, save the entire internet and all of the defense computers on the planet from the menace that is Magnetron? Join us back here in 15 minutes to find out. Dun, dun, dun!
See you soon. There we go. We're back live. We're here. Hi.
Welcome back, and thank you all so much for donating and helping Lion. This was very important to him, very important to us. We are absolutely thrilled, and we will continue to entertain you for the remainder of tonight's game. But if you feel like continuing to donate, I'm sure he could use a little padding to keep from
Don't listen to this.
getting himself in trouble. Don't listen to him. You listen to me. You listen. I'm the game master. I'm the tail slinger. You listen to me. If you can spare it, give him a little padding so he doesn't have this trouble. All right? If you can't, that's totally understandable. Guys, you have been amazing. We are thrilled. But now, what you paid for. Back to the game and me torturing the heck out of these guys because somebody paid a lot for that. All right.
That was Xtel, by the way, because that was Elsie.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I love some LC. LC's amazing.
Yes,
Hell
yes.
yeah.
Tenzin also has given us 2 hero points. Tenzin, let us know who you want to get the hero points.
Indeed. We set the scene. Double splash page. The heroes, 2 of them leaping back from having been sent so far away, standing outside this massive, invisible, magnetic bubble, trying to get in time to save the internet, or possibly even save all of Ashburn, Virginia, if the United States military takes the nuclear option to save the internet by destroying a town in their own country. What are you 4 going to do to get through this barrier? Yes?
I'd like to break it open.
All right.
I'd like to use my strength, my ultimate. I have 3 hero points. I'm going to spend 1. By my calculations, I have 3. I'm going to spend 1 down to 2, and I'm going to break this barrier.
All right. Megan, daughter of Thor, rears back, spins in a full circle, and puts their full might into smashing into this magnetic barrier. At that same moment, crack of thunder and lightning strikes the exact spot from high above where Megan's club slams into the barrier. Is it her father Thor, or perhaps her grandfather Odin throwing Gungnir, the spear of lightning? Either way, together they smash open the barrier, allowing the heroes inside. But there are still 60 drones in the way before they can get to Magnetron himself. Roll initiative.
Be better. Be better. Okay.
Oh, nice. It's not the worst ever this time.
All right, Turbo, what'd you get?
I'm going to hold back for a moment. Let the sergeant feel like he's doing well.
No, the sergeant is not going to feel like.
Yes, but what did you? Okay, yes, Sergeant.
58.
What did you roll?
I got a
58.
13.
Okay.
Oh, not a 13. I'm sorry. A 23.
So you can't get a 13, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, Marius, what'd you get?
I did better this time. I got a 25 total. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
17
Okay,
down.
cool. And Megan, what'd you get?
28. Wait, no.
Nice.
No, I'm doing that math wrong. That's 17 plus 8.
25.
25. Yeah.
Well, that's all very high. Those are all good initiatives. There are 3 of you, counting the bad guy, at a 25. Megan has, because of their improved initiative feat, she's got a +8 to initiative, so she will go before Marius. Magnetron has a +22 initiative. He will go before everyone but Turbo at 58. Sergeant Savage, despite his extraordinary reflexes, well, at least you go before the drones.
It's something.
Turbo, what are you doing?
On any other team, you'd be amazing.
He's amazing on this team. He's just not fast.
Everything's relative.
It's true.
Okay, so we've got 60 remaining drones to deal with immediately, and then past that we get to presumably get to Magnetron.
That's the idea. That is how it appears at the moment.
Okay. Well, I haven't tried it out. So what's the point in having something on a sheet if you don't use it once in a while?
Fair.
Gonna zoom into the middle of the crowd of drones, and try a little crowd control.
Turbo's crowd control effect is, for those who are mechanically minded, built as an area effect selective attack. He will, in fact, attack every enemy within a 60-foot radius sphere. He doesn't even have to roll to hit because it is an area attack. They did not make their dodge save to move out of the area, so they take the full damage. And yep, a total of a 16 versus a 25 means the entire center of that mob of enemies is blown apart, leaving only 20 drones. As he runs up them as if they were in fact a solid wall into them, and then punches all of them somehow at the same time, as far as you can tell.
Okay. So first of all, just backpedaling a second, in my last turn, I did not spend a hero point, and therefore I do have a level of fatigue, which heartbreakingly means I'm only I can only run 30 miles per round, but I'll get by.
You're down to 16,000 miles an hour, I think.
Wow.
Sure, rub it in. But that's okay.
Truly.
So crowd control was one action, or did I use a move to get into the middle of?
You would have used your move to get in the middle of them, but you can move before and after, and you have plenty of move remaining.
Yeah. And if I use another extra effort, then we get into exhausted and -2 on checks, which seems a little more consequential.
True. Do you have any hero points?
Yeah, I do have 2 of them. Could spend one for an action. Is that what I'm?
You absolutely can take extra effort for an action and spend a hero point to avoid the subsequent additional fatigue. And anytime you want, you can spend another hero point to get rid of the fatigue you have.
Okay. Yeah. So, I guess I think I'm gonna use the extra action to do a little more supersonic punch and take down and try and mop up the last 20. So give my friends a
Give me 5 to hit rolls, and we'll move on from there. These are not difficult minions. They are PL6. It's like robot SWAT people versus top end Avengers.
26, 25, 25, 23, and 33.
Zooming around, bouncing off of them, using them for leverage to get to the next one. Turbo just keeps moving, pushing himself, knowing it's important, and blows away all of the remaining drones, leaving the way open to enter the facility and get into the server room where Magnetron is trying to literally steal the internet. All right, guys, move on in there. We will keep our current initiative rolls since only one person got to act.
You know,
Sorry,
Unfortunately, it is
I forget to share
Magnetron's.
sometimes. You know,
It is Magnetron's turn as you all make it into the server room simultaneously because of the speed of plot, which is how everything happens in a comic book. Of course, Turbo is there first, but, still time enough for everybody to get there before anything actually happens. All right. At this point, it is Magnetron's turn. What new devilry has he devised? The answer is... Dun, dun, dun. A storm of metal objects that he brought in with him is swirling around, and when you enter, immediately it flies out at you. All the metal objects swirling and striking at high speeds with enormous force. All of you make a dodge saving throw, please.
29.
29 will do it. You make it out of the way. Megan.
21.
All right. You are going to be taking half, which is less than your impervious. So you dodge just enough to ignore it completely. Marius.
26.
Marius, you are taking half damage. Go ahead and roll your damage save. You'll almost certainly make it, but you're not impervious, so you still have to roll.
This is fortitude, correct?
No, toughness.
Toughness. There we go. That's gonna be a 28.
All right. With the area effect in question, because he is capped at his PL, the DC is sadly still 30. Or it was before it was halved. So, you beat the 25.
You had me there. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
I did. I had you in the first half. That's kind of the
Also,
point.
Quick question. I spent a little bit of time in water that last round.
Yes, you can. If you spent at least a round in water, so you got to hit back.
Hey, nice.
And you had not taken any conditions, so you're fine.
Love it.
By now, Sergeant Savage is fully healed, as if he was never hurt. That's what you get when you spend enough points to get 20 levels of regeneration.
It's what you
They're
get
not
when you're
PL
from
capped.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, and you're from Brooklyn. The two things go together. You have to be able to regenerate to live in Brooklyn.
That's hilarious.
Hello, I. All right, cool. So, speaking of which, I believe I still need your dodge save, though, Sergeant Savage.
Yeah, I got a 38.
You, more through skill and experience than just your pure speed, managed to dodge all of the pieces of metal, moving toward your enemy. And at that point, Megan, you have the next initiative, acting right after Magnetron.
All right. We've heard this song and dance before. I'm going to take my minus stuff to hit him as hard as I can.
Okay, so your mind, to be clear, we're
Yeah.
going all-out attack to lower your defense.
Yep.
Then we are going power attack to raise your damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you have your normal to hit, but you have a +5 to damage.
All right.
Very good.
$19, which is a crit for me.
19,
I rolled a
which
19.
is a crit for you. That is. All right, so your normal damage DC is 33. Because you crit, it becomes a 38. Because you power attacked all the way, it's a 42. Let us see what the dice have to say. You get a hero point. He rolled a nat 20.
Again.
Oh my god.
On my attack again.
That's
Which
disgusting.
only,
Yeah.
now let me be clear, that only gives him a 38. And because he only gets a 38, he takes a hit. But it is his, again, it is not the nat 20 that he rolled that gives you the hero point. It is his response.
This is going to hurt. Oh my.
Because you are momentarily vulnerable, having lowered your defense by 5.
Yep.
And as you slam your club into him very, very solidly, he looks at you, turns his eyes, and chooses something that he doesn't think you'll be as resistant to. He knows better than to strike Megan, the daughter of Thor, with lightning. But Magnetron has mastered magnetism and thus can control the entire electromagnetic spectrum. So the beams from his eyes that blast into you are microwaves. A 26 will certainly hit you.
Oh yeah, even without my -5, it hits me.
Correct. And now you must make a DC 33 toughness save versus getting your insides microwaved.
Oh, I believe in you.
Hey, you got this.
Okay,
Those
that's
tiny little waves, you know.
a
Maybe that
16 plus 18.
That is 34. One more than you needed. Not only are you not microwaved, he didn't even heat up your chainmail. He doesn't know anything about dwarven craft or Jotun blood. And your dad was 3/4 giant. All right.
Just this guy's got to stop rolling
Next
that
up.
20s on my attacks. He's got to stop. I want to hit him so bad.
All right. Marius, it's your turn.
He's using microwaves, so I'm using sound waves, baby. We're gonna do my stunning sonar. So what happens is, Marius just kind of sort of digs one hand into the ground and almost squats there and just lets out this loud, almost high pitch roar. And I'm using my sperm whale stunning sonar.
Indeed. That roar is indeed horrendously loud, and it dips into the subsonics and peaks into the hypersonics as the sound swirls and blasts forward, and you know that you're lucky that he wasn't aiming at you as that 30-foot focused beam of sound blasts out, striking Magnetron. Can Magnetron survive such a savage onslaught?
Can he? I think not.
He turns and looks at you, seemingly entirely unfazed.
Oh.
I am not beset by the frailties of flesh. Try harder.
Oh, he's gonna get it. Yeah.
Sergeant Savage.
Yes. I think at this point, Sarge is pretty fed up with this bullshit. And is just gonna go trying to charge directly in, wielding the bronze knife again, trying to take out Magnetron as best he can.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of throw himself at it.
Okay. So are you, would you say that would be an all-out attack plus power attack to do the most possible
yes.
damage?
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Rolled hit.
It's not good.
You are at your normal bonus.
It's not good. I rolled a 4.
Oh,
You rolled a 4?
So yeah, 22.
Yeah. A 4 gets you a... His total defense... Let me double check the numbers. His total parry defense is 22. What did you get?
I got a 22.
That's the number. So you hit him.
Whew. Oh, good.
And your DC,
25.
well, it's a 30 because you power attacked.
Yep, it's a power attack.
yeah.
And he has taken a hit. 2 hit. No, he has taken a hit so far. So his toughness is reduced by 1.
Yes, good.
He got a total of a 27 versus your 30. He takes another hit as the bronze knife cuts into his metallic hide.
I like to imagine that Sarge sort of like runs up, leaps onto him, and it's a bunch of like small sort of shanks
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to just
that's-
one cut.
Definitely the way he does things. So,
Yeah.
Berserker Barrage!
Yup.
All right. Now would be the Magnetron drones, but they're all destroyed. So it's Turbo's turn.
Okay, I was thinking about doing something crazy, but I think I'm going to do something else. So Turbo's pulling back his fist. He's got the energy crackling around it. Clearly about to do one of his supersonic punches, and then he turns, and he's going to use his supersonic speed to race around the server room and unplug every single server, every single Ethernet cable, so you can't upload anything from here.
Yes. It's so
There
good.
you go.
Oh,
Use
yeah.
that quickness instead of just that supersonic speed. Nicely
The
done.
weakness of chords. Yes.
Because Turbo is, in fact, just as fast as Quicksilver, in the space of 6 seconds, he is able to unplug every single machine, turn them off, and unplug hard drives, all in a 6-second period, kind of casually.
I learned that from a forensic scientist in Central City.
Very nice. I'm sorry. That one gets you a hero point. That was good.
Bravo.
Now it is Magnetron's turn. You believe you have foiled my plans. You are merely a speed bump, not a roadblock. If I were capable of annoyance, however, I would be feeling it right now. I do think that it is time to stop playing nice. And he throws his hands out to the side. And each of you gets a hero point as he does two things simultaneously. All of you.
Oh, this is scary.
Yeah, that's never what you want to hear.
His fingers create cords that then swirl all around the room, plugging into those empty slots and connecting them in a network of wires everywhere. And then each of you is attacked as one of the machines nearest you morphs and shifts shape from a computer into a robot. Because these computers apparently were more than meets the eye. Da, 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 da.
You know, it's so funny. I don't know if you saw it in chat, but one of the first things that happened tonight in chat was Rosie was like, I kind of want to see Jack read a Transformers comic.
Yeah.
Look,
Big
I have been considering being available for like cameo paid voice acting gigs. You know, I will record things you specifically want. I do some of that on TikTok already. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. You're confusing me. Stop it. Right. But these newly created robots made from the machines that he didn't need to tap into to get into the internet each strike at one of you. But they strike as if with one mind, and thus I make one attack roll. That attack roll is a nat 20. All of you gets another hero point.
I don't, because I'm immune
not
to
a good
crits.
time.
You don't because you're immune to crits. That's correct. Everyone else is hit with a critical using Magnetron's strength for a DC of 38 toughness.
Is it lower for me because I'm immune?
If you roll a nat 20, no matter whether you would have otherwise failed, you will only take one hit.
Oh.
Yes,
is the DC lower for me because I didn't get crit on because of my immunity?
Correct.
To
It is 33. The DC stays this. Yep.
I make it.
Yeah, crit is always. Yeah, you're like, oh, what?
I got a 36 total.
All right, you take a single hit. You may spend a hero point to re-roll a die.
Yeah. Oh, I think I will do that. I have 3 now, so I might as well. I take the higher one, right? Is that the way that works?
Not only do you take the higher, but if you roll a 10 or less, you add 10 to the result.
Well, I rolled a nat 20.
Let's go.
You are completely unharmed. Sergeant Savage, did you also hero point?
So I rolled a 1, and then I hero pointed. And I
Correct.
I rolled a 1 again.
No.
That's okay.
So it's an 11 technically.
It does become an 11.
So
plus
which
your
makes
toughness.
it a 21. Yeah.
At 21 versus a 38 is unfortunately still an in cap. You are smacked in the back of the head, knocked across the room. You feel your skull fracture, your spine give out. You fall unconscious.
That's okay. That's okay. We're finding a way to manifest how we felt this whole week in our character. This is great. This is a good time.
Turbo.
Yeah, Turbo's very, very fast. He's not very tough. His toughness is just +10, and he did not roll in that 20. He ended up with a 27.
All right. A 27 out of 38 means you failed it by 11. What that means is it is a third-degree failure, but not enough to make you immediately incapped. Therefore, you are dazed, meaning you have to choose between a move action or an attack, and hindered, meaning your speed is further halved. And if I recall correctly, you are still fatigued.
Yes.
So your speed is 1/4. You're down to 8,000 miles an hour.
Sad.
But you also regenerate, if only more slowly than your incapacitated friend, Sergeant Savage. All right. Megan, daughter of Thor. One of your friends is reeling from the blow. The other has been once again knocked down and out of the fight, however temporarily. You know he'll be fine. He's the unkillable Sergeant Savage. But how dare they? Megan, daughter of Thor, what are you going to do?
So I have 3 hero points.
You do.
I would like to spend them all to sever his connection to the internet.
You
Can I do
cannot
that?
spend more than 1 hero point at a time.
Oh, I didn't know that. I apologize.
That's fine. What is it you want to try to do though?
Well, he seems
How
to
do
have,
you want to sever his connection to the internet?
Well, he seems to have like a sort of sixth sense to the internet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to destroy his sense of the internet.
How?
Ooh. Yeah.
Right now he's physically connected from his fingers into all of the ports.
Oh, okay. I would like to spend a hero point to slam my club and destroy all the ports.
By hitting them with a shockwave.
Yes.
Very good. Since you're going for damage, it is doable. He is immune to fortitude saves, which is why he ignored the stunning shout.
Mm-hmm.
For future reference, all constructs, unless they are made to be just like humans, are immune to fortitude.
So do I gotta roll for this?
No, it is an area effect.
All right.
And he has a -5 to his reflex, to his dodge save, because he has to hold still, holding on to the cords.
Okay, so it's 33.
All right. So he got a total of a 16. He misses. Now he must make the damage save, which, because it's an area effect, cannot be higher than your power level. So it is DC 29. But he has taken 2 hits at this point. And he gets a 28. 1, he takes 1 more hit. 2, all those tiny, fragile wires get blown away. So he has taken 3 hits now.
I would like to. So I spent 1 hero point to do that.
Correct.
I would like to spend another one for an extra action, and all-out attack power smash him again.
Again, 1 hero point at a time.
Oh, sorry, I got confused. All right,
Cool.
cool. All right, I'm good.
No worries. So she hurts him. They blast away all the wires, disconnecting him from the internet. His amber electronic eyes blaze. You're starting to think that maybe he may actually feel anger and is feeling it right now. His eyes certainly look that way. The crackling energy looks that way. But it's not his turn. It's Marius's turn.
It just said some shit to me that made me mad. So you ready? I am going to extra effort this shit for on my
Raiders.
on my strength here, because I might as well, right? I'll spend the hero point to get rid of the fatigue.
Avoid the fatigue. Yep.
And I am just going to see at heart. I'm an animal. I'm a killer whale, so I'm gonna kill. So I'm gonna rush. What I'm gonna try to do is rush towards it,
Yep.
and just what I want to try to do is crush its head.
Okay.
But I'll also settle for punching it.
Well, you know what? Let's see what the die roll looks like.
Alrighty, here we go. This is unarmed. We're gonna roll that there. Not too bad, not too bad. That'll be a plus 10, 28. Yeah.
That will definitely hit. Listen, would you rather grab his head and crush it and do crushing damage to it while holding on to it and thus maintain the grapple afterward? Or would you rather use that hero point to raise your strength by 1? Because you can get the advantage fast grab, which lets you slam into him, do damage, and have a grapple.
I shall do that.
Very good.
Thanks, person who knows this game better than I do.
That is one of the big jobs of a Mutants and Masterminds mastermind. That being, the term for game masters. All right, or at least one of them. All right, so very cool. So yeah, you slam into him, and now he has to make his toughness save at a -3, and you have hold of his head, or you will. We'll do that opposed roll here in a second. All right, so with a -3, that's 15. He got a 27 on the toughness save. Your DC is 33.
Yeah, that is true.
So he missed that by more than 5. He takes another hit and is now dazed. He can only take a single action or move now for the next round. In addition, you may have hold of his head. What you're going to need to do there is you will roll your attack again, and I will roll the better of his strength or dodge.
Lovely. Ooh, that's another 18 on the die. So going
Very nice.
unarmed, that's another 28.
He rolled a 9. He has an 18 strength. That gives him a 27. Just 1 below your total, meaning you have successfully grabbed him by the head. He is grabbed. You only made it by 1 degree, meaning he is now immobile and vulnerable until he breaks free of you. So he is easier for everyone else to hit and cannot move away.
You seem pretty not resistant to hurt.
Sergeant Savage.
Yes. I'm gonna spend another hero point if that's okay.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. Because I regenerate, and then I will spend the hero point to get rid of my incapacitated. And then
You had only taken 1 hit when you got knocked down, so your regeneration gets rid of the hit and then in cap.
Okay. Actually, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I don't have to spend the hero point. Someone is holding our wonderful Magnetron, right?
Oh, they are. It's much easier to hit him now.
Wonderful. So we are. I should be calling Sergeant Squishy. This is true.
Sergeant Squishy.
But I keep coming back, and that's what matters.
This is what happens when you take regeneration, but not like imperviousness.
See, that's true. So I'm gonna go running, and I'm gonna do another power attack as we go charging in with blade drawn to try and shank him a couple more times.
Is there any particular place you would like to shank him? Just, curious.
I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to cut as many of the remaining strands as I can. Right? Because we haven't gotten all of those out yet, have we?
No, Megan blew them all away with an area attack.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm sorry. My brain is soup. I apologize.
It's fine.
Then I'm coming in and I'm gonna try and bury it into its chest as many times as I can. I want to try and create sort of like a divot, like a hole.
The other thing you can also do with that particular combination of advantages you have is you can stab him, grab him, and then because he's grappled twice, he is restrained.
Ooh.
In case you don't take him out.
Then I think I'm going to sheath the blade, and I'm going to go running up, and I'm going to try and just sort of put my fist through his chest first, because I can grab after that for free. If I
Correct. Like, stupid knife.
Yeah, there's a moment where he goes charging, and then it's a slow process, but he gets it, and so he jams the knife back in at the last second, and is just gonna swing fist at metal.
Superman punch.
So that,
and you actually have a plus 21 to hit unarmed.
I do, which means I have a 37.
Nice. Very nice. All right. Now, I need you to roll your attack roll versus his strength. He has a -2 because he's already grappled. Also, I will go ahead and roll his damage save while we're doing that.
37.
And he was another one down. It's 15, 14. He got a 26, so he is not hurt by your punch. But he is totally grabbed and restrained as you use the punch to slip under an arm and around in your combination of Krav Maga and wrestling into a nasty takedown.
And then as I'm holding him,
he is, in fact, defenseless.
Nice. Yeah, and as I'm holding him, I'm just going to sort of growl and go, "Don't matter how many times you put us down, we don't stay down here."
Remember, neither do I. Now, when a foe is actually helpless, because they are completely restrained, they're immobile, they cannot move, they are defenseless, they have active defenses of 0. You can make attacks as a routine check. Therefore, you can take a 10 on it, which means you can automatically hit. However, if you choose to make a normal attack check against a DC of 10 and hit, basically as long as you don't roll a 1, it is treated as an automatic critical. Sergeant Savage was the last person in line. Turbo, it's your turn.
So when you were quickly running me through the rules, I know one of the options is essentially as a speedster, temporarily grab a power that speedsters have that I don't actually have. Is
Correct.
that a
Yep,
extra
absolutely.
effort or a hero
extra
point
effort
or...
off of your speed control stunt. Yep.
Okay. I'd like to do that, and since this is a computer-based foe, I'd like to grab some flash lightning and channel it straight into him.
Yes.
So I'm going to use both of my actions for 2 supersonic punches, with a lightning chaser. What I'd like to do.
All right. So you'll have are you going to use, you said you're using a hero point for an extra. Okay. So you'll get 1 supersonic punch, but you're using a hero point to get the lightning effect on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
okay.
you have a move and an action. You don't have 2 actions. It's not like Pathfinder where you can interchange them, however.
Okay. Misunderstood that.
That's fine. Hey, this is your first time playing. I'm impressed we all did this well. The 2 of you have played before, but Everybody's doing good.
Actually, back it up. I have, this is important to mention. I was dazed, which means move or attack. But I do have regeneration, which allows me
Correct.
once a round to remove one condition. So don't have to
Correct.
worry about that as
Yep.
such. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. Spend 1 hero point for lightning. Use my action to punch.
Yep. So roll to hit. As I said,
Yeah.
you're just trying to beat a 10, so don't roll a 1.
Not a 1.
Very good. Now, because you spent the extra to get the additional effect, he now must make saving throws versus an auto crit. What was your total, by the way, so we know how well the multi-attack went?
23.
All right. That's more than 10 over. That's a full multi-attack. So it's full multi-attack plus full crit. So the DC is a 30 for both the supersonic punch and the lightning that accompanies it. And he is down to a plus 13 toughness save because of the number of hits he has taken. All right. So the supersonic punch comes in. You're pow, 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 pow. You're building up the friction and moving and getting all of that electricity popped up. And he gets hit by it, rocking with the blows. The vibrations are starting to build up. That one last fist slams into him. And the DC is 30. He gets a 24. Meaning he fails by 6, is dazed again, so he only gets an action or a move, and takes another hit. That's just before the lightning comes in, versus which he has a 12, giving him he rolled an 8, giving him a total of 20, versus the DC of 30. He breaks the 10 mark. Now he is staggered and has yet another hit for a total of a plus 11 toughness. And staggered lasts until the end of the fight. He is dazed, meaning he can only take an action or an attack or a move, and his move is halved for the remainder of the fight. If he is staggered again, it counts as an in cap, in addition to just being able to be in capped. So he is reeling. You guys have him on the ropes, to put it in boxing terms.
So as I understand it, having spent a hero point for that extra temporary ability, that lasts for like the turn or the scene or something, or just one attack?
It's pretty much the scene.
Okay, in which case I will go ahead and spend some extra effort to do it again.
All right.
Which is also not a 1, is a 25.
That's 15 over. That's sufficient. And he rolled a 1. So, and you see the amber light fade from his eyes as the head falls apart from the body, where all of your punches and the lightning concentrated into it have blasted apart the torso of Magnetron. But lying in the wreckage of his body is a small device beeping with a little red light. You're the only one fast enough. Your eyes are the only ones fast enough to realize what's happening. You have less than a millisecond before that thing goes off. And it's basically a backpack nuke.
Yeah, I am taking off with it. I am fatigued, I believe, which means half of my speed, but I'm still pretty darn fast. Can still go 30 miles. And we established earlier that there is a large body of water? Do I have a sense of whether it's a large enough body of water?
30 miles in a round. You have about a round. 30 miles in a round will get you Ashburn. If you're doing the sacrifice play, then you can speed back up and get to the bay in between Washington and in between DC and Delaware.
Okay.
That would be the only body of water big enough. The nearest big body of water is the Potomac, and it's not big enough.
Okay.
Slay is trying.
All right. So let's solve one thing at a time. Spend a hero point to get rid of the fatigue, so I don't have to worry about being slow.
Normally you would only be able to spend 1 hero point at a time, but you are specifically going for the heroic sacrifice play. So in this case, you are not spending a hero point. You are simply trading your life for it. You are no longer.
I think Slay is trying to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering, can I use interpose to tank the explosion and like contain it?
All right. It's possible.
I'm a god.
You're going to throw yourself on it, right?
Yeah, I am a god. I can probably do that. I mean, I can theoretically survive that. I'll do it.
Are you? You can see that this is what's about to happen, Turbo. Your reaction times are better than anyone else's.
Yeah.
As far as you know, she may be tough enough to take that.
Okay. All right. Back up a sec. So how far is it to the bay or the body of water we're looking at?
From Ashburn to the bay, it's like 30 clicks.
Okay. So my movement can take me 60 miles in around. Can I effectively use my action to dash? Is that a thing?
It is actually.
Which gets me to 120. If need be, I will use extra effort to make it 180. I think I can get to a body of water and get away from it.
Let's go.
Okay, I will say you did have.
And
Megan is
water.
the next one in the initiative, actually.
Yes.
Because you did spend extra effort getting
Getting
the hits to take him out.
Yeah.
And Megan is the next one in the initiative.
Yeah.
Now you are faster. You could conceivably, logically speaking, you can move faster than she can, but she is the next one in the initiative, and she could be able to contain it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Up to you, Steve.
Yeah, I can't see him being willing to risk a friend, and in fact all of his friends and Washington D.C. If he's wrong.
Right.
So take it like
as far out to sea as you can get it.
As far as I can get it, but I don't think I have to take it 60 miles from here. So hopefully I can get a little bit of distance coming back.
So
all right, what I'm going to do is I am going to exactly measure the distance from Ashburn to off the shore of the ocean, okay? Because I have the map open.
Could you take me and the bomb, and I'm contained?
He cannot carry you.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You are way too heavy.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I weigh a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not a super strength character.
Okay.
All right, Ashburn. Measure distance. Out into the ocean. All right. To get into the deep ocean, you're looking at about 150 miles, because that'll get it past Delaware. To get it into the bay in between Delaware and DC is almost exactly 60 miles.
Okay. So I've already used extra effort, so all I've got left is my movement. Which if 60 miles is what it takes to get it someplace where I think it's going to be safe, then I don't have anything left.
Okay.
So I get it
Now,
out into the middle of the bay. I
Right.
stop.
You
and
are
my walk
your
on water
movement.
stops
If
working.
you're double moving, it's 120 miles. So you can get it a little further, like you can head south maybe. Hang on.
But I can't do that because I already used my movement and I already used
You
my
did.
extra
Okay,
effort.
very good.
So all I got
All
left
right,
is
yeah.
my movement.
Yep. So you are heading into the water off the coast of Annapolis.
Yeah. And he stops in the middle of the water, and his running on water thing only works when he's running.
And he lets himself drop.
Yep.
All right. So here's what it looks like. It's that slow motion thing as Megan, the daughter of Thor, turns, sees it, leaps, trying to cover it with their body, trying to save everyone and their friends, sure that they can do it. But Turbo, he's the new kid. He doesn't know for sure that she can take it. Maybe they can't. What if they can't? But he knows he can get it out to sea. So while she's moving in that slow motion slog, he darts, grabs, gathers it to himself, and runs faster than he's ever run, out to sea, skidding to a stop with the water spewing up on both sides of him, and then singing like a rock, just in time for the explosion. And so, the day is saved thanks to the Vanguard and the sacrifice of Turbo. Yes, Slay.
Megan gets up and says, "Grandfather, welcome him into your halls."
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashburn, Virginia has been saved. The internet was saved. The United States was saved. There's going to be some cleanup in the Bay. But there are many advanced technologies available to the Bronze Brigade for such things, and they will clean up the radiation and the leftovers. But when they do, there's not even a trace of a body found. Not even a bit of his costume. Not even the tiny indestructible earpiece from the communicator made of bronzium that he was wearing. It's so sad. There's nothing left to bury. But also, and I have to underline this for those who may not know as much about comic books, there's also no body. All right.
And we know that
Ladies
he knows
and
at least
gentlemen.
one other speedster.
Say again?
We know that he knows at least one other speedster.
It's true.
It's true. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for giving so much to Lion. We all appreciate it. Gods, I know he does. And now we're going to go ahead and start our outro. I'm going to hand it off to other people to let them explain who they are and what they do and where you can find them. And then I'm going to bring it back to myself to do the same thing. And then we will end with, I'm sure, a heartfelt speech from Drake Lionheart. Slay, my marvelous Slay, Megan, daughter of Thor, what have you to say?
Hi, I'm Slay. You can find me on Twitter at Sons of Warvan. That's Sons_of_Warvan. I'm on the Rune and Relic channel, playing Star Trek Adventures First Edition on this Saturday at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Very nice. X-Tel, X-Trill, the extra, X, go!
Yo, everybody. The name's X-Trill the King. Well, the name is X-Tel, but I'm X-Trill the King on the socials. You know? I run games and start playing. I am in various actual plays all over the internet. A lot of them have been here, Tales from the Table Studios.
And more are coming, I hear.
Yeah. It's a good time. Yeah. I'm excited for Lion. So happy. Thank y'all for coming. And yeah, thanks for watching this.
Very good. Steve, the tall halfling, the hero of the day, the self-sacrifice, Turbo, go!
I'm Steve. You can find me on the socials at Tall Halfling, sometimes Tall Halfling RPG. Got a couple of other one-shots coming up, mostly over at the Miskatonic Playhouse, running some Call of Cthulhu. But tonight, I was your speedster, Turbo, who gave his life, or did he, for his friends and the city, and in a meta sense, for Lion's Home.
He gave his life. The question is, did the universe accept it? The offer was made. Still counts. I am Jack Kellum. Jack Gogsbane, Jack the Giant Killer. Of gods and game masters everywhere on the internet. You can find me running games on Tales from the Table Studio as well. You can find me in streams on Of Gods and Game Masters on Twitch. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on, well, the thing we used to call Twitter, and I don't want to call anything else. You can find me on Threads. You can find me on Instagram. You could even find me on Facebook. I know I hurt myself. But I also run games on Start Playing. So if you think this was cool, come hit me up. Also still under Of Gods and Game Masters. And looks like I have a number of people that I'll need to be sending out PDFs to of my work, and you'll get to see that. Ofgodsandgamemasters.com is my website. I have a store back at the end, but even more cool, I have a whole lot of blog space, a whole lot of free tabletop role-playing stuff for GURPS, Fantasy Age, D&D, Tales of the Valiant, Pathfinder 1 and 2, just lots of stuff. I also have a presence, as Devious Hearts will know now, with my own personal page over on Green Ronin's Atomic Think Tank. So, thank you very much, folks, once again. And I'm going to hand it off to Drake Lionheart to take us out of the way.
Hey, y'all. It's Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I use they, he pronouns, and I am the creative director here at Tales from the Table Studios. You know where to find me already. It doesn't matter. I am trying very hard to both not cry more than I already have and to figure out words, because those exist. We did it. Thank y'all so much to everyone for being a part of this game, for being in the chat, for being part of this event in any way, for donating, for sharing, for messaging, for doing absolutely anything. Give me a sec because I'm gonna grab that link that Nightbot decided couldn't go through because we got you.
Yeah, it should be
Atomic
there.
Think Tank. No worries. Go check that out. But yeah, thank you to everyone. Thank you to so many people for being players, for being Tale Singers, for being in the chat, for donating, for sharing on socials, for telling people about this. For everything involved. I'm going to take a second actually real quick to run through the list of, at the very least, all of our Tale Slingers that have been part of this event. So a huge thank you to our first and our last, Jack Gogsbane. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tenzin Xtel. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Squidzy. Thank you, Zev. Thank you, Void. Thank you, Jack True. Thank you, Jack from RPGs Uncovered. So many Jacks. Thank you, Switch of Sweets you can find on Blue Sky. I think
We need a stream with all 3 Jacks.
We do. We need to do an Oops All Jacks game at some point. Seriously, just thank y'all so much for everything. This is amazing. A quick thank you again. I know I called this out the other day, but thank you so much, Tenzin, for approaching me with this idea. Because if I'm going to be completely honest and put myself entirely on blast, it did not occur to me even for a moment to do something like this. Just because I am just in that brain space where I go, this is not for like a charity drive or something. Why would I do that? And it's just been such an incredibly amazing thing to get to see so many people willing to be involved in this at every level and support. And I'm going to take a sec because it's coming. And just for all the support on every level, this is incredible. And just for full transparency, while we were going around for outros, it's coming. I'm fighting. I'm pushing. When we were going around for outros, all that money got sent. Rent has been paid. We are officially up to date. Seriously, thank y'all so much. This has been absolutely amazing, and this has been such a nightmare scenario for so long. And to know that so many people were here and supportive and helpful means the world. I cherish this community so much, and in the time that I've been here, I have been so lucky to be able to meet so many amazing people and to be able to do so many incredible things, and I can't wait for the things that we're all going to be doing next. For immediate and in the far future, it doesn't matter. I appreciate all of you so much. This has been incredible. You'll see me again soon. We have things happening. I am mush, so I don't have the words to explain any of it, but it's coming, and if you keep an eye on socials and you keep an eye here, we'll have more things coming. And also, if you're not already, you should absolutely join our Discord. I think the link is down at the bottom under everything in the About Us section, because I am a person of my word, and so now I owe y'all some dramatic readings. We're going to be using the Discord for people to pick what I'm going to be reading. I know a lot of people have been talking about Chuck Tingle, so I may be entering the Tingleverse. We'll see, but we're going to set up some dramatic reading streams and do some great stuff. It's going to be a mess. It's been so long since I've done any of that, but it's going to be great. Yes, Jack.
Make sure, if you have not already done so, if you donated, make sure that Lion and I have your emails so that we can send you your rewards, your PDFs, please.
Yeah. If you haven't put your info in the Ko-Fi thing when you did it, please just reach out, poke me. You can find me on the Discord. You can find me on Twitter. We'll figure it all out. I want to make sure everyone gets everything that they've deserved and that they've earned, and I appreciate y'all so much. And I know I could keep rambling, but really I think I've said everything that I need to say right now. So you know what comes next. Until next time. I'm okay. We got there. Until next time, remember to love yourself, eat enough food, drink enough water, do the things you gotta do, take care of yourself. And always remember to tell your tales. We're gonna go.
Ooh, Violet Femme, lots and lots of subs passed out there. Thank you,
Kristen. Thank you so much. I am already a mess. I am already a mess, but thank you so much. And we will hydrate. We will hydrate. I promise. We're gonna raid.
I'm out of drinks right now, but I'm gonna go get some. I promise.
We're gonna raid Perception Studios. Perception Studios is great. They do like TTRPGs and also like puppets. As I understand it, a number of them are former like people who used to work on like Sesame Street and stuff like that, and it's really cool stuff. So we're gonna go raid them. Stick around,
Cool.
check it out. We'll be back soon. We'll see everyone. I love you all so much. Remember to take care of yourselves. The whole thing, and always remember to tell your tales. Love you so much. Take care.
Tell your tales.
We'll be out in 3 seconds when this raid goes through.
Oh yeah.